In the past, I have reached out to the SBA and said, hey, could you send me the loan increase approval numbers? And they've been able to send those over. That way we can get a picture of like where is this trending as well. For whatever reason, they just don't put that on their reporting data. So I reached out again to the SBA and said, hey, could you send me this information again? It's been a while. I'd like to see where this is trending. And there's a lot of people wondering what's going on with these loan increases. So I reached out and I had several questions. So what are the updated EIDL loan increase approval stats? Where are we at? What is the current EIDL loan increase approval timeline? Like, is it taking 8 weeks, 16 weeks, 32 weeks? What can I let people know? That way you don't apply for this and assume it's going to be next week or the week after that where you get funded. So you can actually know if it's going to be 30 weeks from now. As bad as that is, you'd rather know that than just check your bank account every single day hoping that you see this deposit. It would just give people a little bit of peace of mind. Also, are the total estimated eligible businesses for the $10,000 grant still at 1 million? Because they had said in the past that it seems like about 1 million people who have applied will actually get funded. And I think that that's lower than it really should be. So I wanted some confirmation there. And also there's a rumor swirling that the 4506T will no longer be required for EIDL loans and grants at some point in the future. Is this something that they could confirm or deny? And this would be huge because a lot of the issue with these delays is they have to certify so much before they send out funds. And of course, this drags the process and makes things take much longer than we want them to take. Last year, they were able to get out millions of advances relatively quickly, relative to this anyways. And that was because there was far fewer confirmations and double checking of paperwork compared to this year. So it'd be awesome if that was the case. Of course, they would need some other kind of fraud mitigation, but it would be great. And that was just a rumor, so I wanted to get some confirmation because I'm not just going to report rumors. So I sent off that message, and it was kind of strange because normally I get a response very quickly. It was a while, and then what happened was my contact at the SBA got changed, which is totally fine. I get it, roles change, whatever. So I reiterated my questions, and then, they said they would dig that data and get back to me. I bugged them a few times over the course of about a week and a half. I sometimes can be a little bit too persistent. Oops, I sent probably too many follow-up emails, but either way, I finally received a response, and this is the response. The SBA is deeply committed to getting funds into the hands of struggling small business owners as quickly as possible. We are moving to address this challenge. We have already begun working on changes to improve the process, including coordinating closely with the IRS to accelerate access to data, and looking at staffing plans to meet increased demand, and revisiting our processes to ensure we are processing applications efficiently. The current pace is not reflective of the high standards that we strive to meet, but we are optimistic that our dedicated team at the SBA will be able to meet this expectation. So, of course, this is a bit frustrating to not have complete information or really a response to my questions whatsoever, but we can kind of piece together what's happened here. And this, of course, is just my opinion, not stated fact. But I believe what's happened here is the SBA is getting a ton of heat about approvals and from both individuals and Congress. And the data that they do have most likely is not going to help their case. So they're likely figuring that it's best just to not release this data until there's some kind of new plan in place. And in the meantime, their legal team has written up this response that acknowledges that, they're not exactly where they want to be without admitting any kind of fault. Now, what's most frustrating here, of course, is just the questions that are left hanging. We don't know the information there, and there was no comment as to like, hey, we can't answer those questions, and I received this boilerplate response. And to really show that it's boilerplate, I just Googled this response, and I found that there's actually articles with this exact same response. So it appears that they're just sending this to all media requests at this point in time. It's literally word for word the exact same response. So that's a little bit frustrating and unfortunate. However, there's potentially a little bit of hope here because after receiving that response, I said that I'm going to have to report on what was said, my questions and the response, which is likely going to be frustrating to viewers because, I asked specific data. We've received that in the past, and now, I'm not getting specific data. And that was kind of my last ditch effort to get some real data here to be able to report where exactly we're at. However, we can, assume where they're at for the lack of response. However, they did respond saying things are in the works that should be coming out very, very soon, and they'll update me as soon as they can. Now, we've been hurt before. This could be good news. This could mean there's new hiring, new processing. Maybe that rumor is true about the 4506T where there's less reporting requirements and things will move much quicker. However, we don't know exactly. I'm cautiously optimistic that there are some major changes in the works here and they're just trying not to release things before they actually happen. That would be that would be best case scenario if there's some major process change that they're just like, hey, don't send anything out until we have our ducks in order. That would be amazing. So they say that they're going to let me know as soon as, things can be public. They're going to let me know. So make sure you stay tuned to this channel because anything major that happens, I will absolutely report on that. So I would like to thank you for watching and I hope you have a profitable day.